What's up everybody and welcome back to another episode of Fallout 4 Mods Weekly. This was a relatively slow week for mods, although we did get a major DLC release, or I guess kind of a minor one, but there's only 2 or 3 left, so it's pretty major in my book. That of course being the Vault-Tec DLC, so I do have a few mods to help you guys play that DLC and kind of just augment your experience a little bit. I also do want to ask you guys to consider subscribing. I'm really trying to hit 40,000 subscribers before the end of June, and based on me gaining 200 subscribers a day, I'll be like 50 off. So if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. But with that, let's get right into the list. So up first, we do have the Black Witch Hunter armor. As you can tell, it is a really badass and kind of creepy or eerie looking armor set. It is only for female characters, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'd love to see that changed in the future, but for the time being, it is created and intended for use on female characters. It comes with 2 different masks, so right now I'm using the Black Plague mask. There is also just a Cavalier, which is basically just the hat and no mask at all. I think it looks really cool with the Black Plague mask. It obviously is kind of a Venice style mask. If you played Assassin's Creed, I'm sure you've seen this kind of stuff or know about Italian history. The textures and model of the armor do look really good. It's definitely a solid armor piece right there, although I do really like the little details like the knife on her kind of wrist area, as well as all those little metal pieces around the armor that kind of make it clash with the cloth. I think that makes this armor look really cool and definitely a very eerie and almost scary feel to it. If you have a character that's going to stalk the shadows or just kind of be an assassin or stealth type character, I definitely think this armor is for you. But all around, it's a really solid armor piece for those female characters. Up next, we do have the M1870 Gasser Revolver. As you can see, this does add in a really solid looking revolver to the game. It is made by D. Magnus. He's a really popular mod author. He's made some other really good revolver styled weapons in the past and definitely has provided some of the best pistol mods out there right now. The Gasser Revolver is no exception to that rule. Other than having a really funny name with the Gasser, it does sound absolutely amazing. I think that's my favorite part about this weapon. Yes, it looks really nice. It does come with 2 custom textures. The stainless steel texture and the standard texture, but I think the sound is what really sells this gun as one of my favorites. I also really do like the old school styled revolvers. I think they have a really good place in Fallout 4, having all this futuristic and relatively modern technology. It adds in a nice contrast to have a revolver from the 1800s as your sidearm. And to top it all off, this weapon's actually really well balanced. It does slightly less damage than the 44 because it is a smaller bullet, and it actually adds in its own custom bullet types that you could find in the wild or create at the chemistry station. All in all, it's a really solid weapon mod and definitely one I recommend you add to your arsenal. More vault rooms adds in, well, more vault rooms. With the new Vault-Tec DLC, we did get a category called rooms that kind of gave you little customizability options for all the different rooms you want to build. This basically adds in quite a few more there. You have things like a classroom, a lavatory, a barber shop. All of them look really nice, adding in some custom floor textures. Obviously, you could fill these in with some of the other items added in the regular game. I personally felt that we could use quite a few extra vault rooms with the DLC. I didn't really think that they included enough, especially considering we had vault rooms that were in previous games that you couldn't even recreate with this DLC, and I felt like that was kind of a dumb decision. On top of that, with the way snapping works, it's really nice to have plenty of different options, and the mod author is planning on updating this to even add in some custom items to the game. So definitely a good mod to check out and stay subscribed to. So, better vault lights. I actually made a video about this mod earlier in the week, or rather it was in a video I made. Basically, what it does is increase the brightness and radius of the vault lights. Lighting systems have been a huge complication for a lot of people with playing the new Vault-Tec DLC, so hopefully this will help you guys out. It'll make it a lot easier to light things and obviously not require as many lights to light a single room. You could pretty much do it with 1 light as long as it's not a very big room, and even very big rooms, you could limit it to 4 or less lights, where before I was using 8 to 10. Are you tired of your robot companions getting into fights and getting pieces of their body blown off? Well, frankly, I am. So, Ada 2 Companion allows you to turn Ada into a human companion. This can be done by a new holotape added into your inventory. Basically, load that up and you'll have an option to convert Ada to a human or back into a robot as you see fit. From the holotape, you could also change the way she looks as well as her combat style, which are some really nice features to have here. But of course, I think the bulk of this mod just comes with having a human companion and being able to turn it back into a robot. I personally felt the way that the human default Ada looked was pretty good and didn't really require me to change anything about her. Maybe I'm just a little lazy, but to each their own. I actually really liked what she was wearing. I thought it was very fitting for a robotic-esque character. There's also another option to change her skills. So basically you could change how good she is with guns, if she could lockpick, etc, etc. You could set this to all kinds of different levels, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's really nice again to have all this customizability with your companion. That's pretty much it for this week, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. As always, consider subscribing, and I thank you and hope to see you next time. That was weird. I fucked up my intro. Whatever. Bye.